Stories our grandparents never told us. Here's a story set in the year 1850, when the world was changing fast with steam engines, telegraphs, and revolutions of both industry and ideas. The clockmaker of Lyon. In the bustling French city of Lyon, in the year 1850, there lived a quiet clockmaker named Etienne Moreau. His shop sat on a narrow street near the Saône River, its windows filled with ticking wonders, pocket watches, carriage clocks, and grand pendulums that swung like beating hearts. Etienne was known for his precision, but also for his solitude. His wife had passed 5 winters earlier, and his only child, Clara, had moved to Paris to study painting, something most fathers of the time would have frowned upon, but Etienne had simply smiled and said, "Make beauty where I make time." One foggy morning, a stranger entered his shop. The man was tall, wearing a long black coat, and carrying an odd brass contraption wrapped in velvet. "Monsieur Moreau," he said, "I have a commission for you, one that must remain secret." Inside the velvet was a small clockwork bird, its wings made of silver filigree and its chest containing a keyhole unlike any Etienne had seen. "It was built in Vienna," said the stranger, "but it no longer sings. I need you to make it sing again." Etienne worked for nights on end, the lamp burning low as gears and springs scattered across his workbench. The mechanism was more complex than any clock, part timepiece, part automaton, part mystery. When he finally restored it, he wound the key and the bird began to chirp a strange, haunting melody. Then, to Etienne's astonishment, a tiny metal compartment opened in its chest, revealing a folded piece of paper. It was a coded message, written in a cipher of numbers and letters. Etienne, curious and cautious, deciphered it over several nights. When he finished, he realized it wasn't a message at all, but a map, one that led to the outskirts of Lyon, to the abandoned silk mills by the river. The next day, when the stranger returned for his bird, Etienne confronted him gently. "You asked for a clockmaker, not a spy. What is this map?" The man paused, then said softly, "It leads to something France lost long ago, a machine designed by a student of Jacques de Vaucanson, the inventor of the first automata. It can weave silk patterns from mathematical sequences. If we recover it, it could change industry again, or save it from ruin." Etienne had heard of Vaucanson's marvels. He realized this wasn't just a clockwork curiosity, it was a piece of the future. He made his choice, to help the man find it. That night, beneath the flickering gas lamps, they found the hidden workshop. Inside were the remains of gears and punch card looms, precursors to the machines that would one day compute. And there, in the dust, Etienne found something more precious than any clock, a notebook filled with ideas ahead of its time, sketches that looked suspiciously like circuits and logic gates. Years later, when Clara returned from Paris to take over her father's shop, she found that same notebook on his bench, beside the